And here I'm going to talk about the whole Hulk Hogan debacle. Now, the thing is, of course, none of us like racism, but let's be frank here, context matters. I mean, it's not so much that Hulk Hogan was justified in like his use of the word nigger, but it's more like, let's try and understand what sort of frame of mind he's in, right? Um, Basically, it's like, think of the 10 nicest people you know who are like big fathers with young single daughters, right? And say their daughter's dating someone they don't approve of, and they've had a stressful week or stressful couple of months, and they've had a few drinks in them, and they're built like a bodybuilder. What do you think's the worst thing that's gonna happen? Of these 10 people, would you say like maybe 5 of them would possibly consider like a going attempting to beat up the guy? Sounds reasonable. How many of these 10 nice people do you think would like refer to is this undesirable boyfriend with foul language or inappropriate language? Yeah, it's like, come on, man. So that's like, what sort of moral standards is the WWE trying to hold Hulk Hogan to? He's human. I mean, it's practically one of those like accepted privileges of a dad to speak of his like of someone who is courting his daughter who he doesn't approve of with foul language or inappropriate language. Yeah, it was inappropriate language, but that's you. What sort of precedent are they setting here? I mean, come on. You can't tell me Vince McMahon never used inappropriate language when he found out like Triple H or Paul Revere was dating Stephanie, right? If you start like doing things like saying those parents parents who refer to boyfriends who they do not approve of with inappropriate language should be fired from their job or have their careers destroyed, you know, suddenly a whole huge subset of the population and would get involved. No, I mean, come on. We all admit it was inappropriate language, but can you understand that? Can the WWE like understand that if you take the typical father and you put him, and look, they didn't end up together, so obviously in the end, and how Hogan's daughter must have realized that there was something not very suitable about the guy. So these things happen. Look, let's put it another way. I'm Chinese, right? So obviously I'm not too totally thrilled when, like, say, white people refer to Chinese as chinks. Two scenarios here. First scenario, we get like the white mother of a child, and there's in their school, a Chinese student got the scholarship and her son didn't, and she starts saying like, "Oh, you stupid! The scholarship should only be reserved for our own people," or something like that. Now that's clearly racist, and in a very unacceptable way. So yeah, that's obviously like on a scale of 1 to 10 on how bad in term unacceptable it is, it's probably a 9 or an 8. And scenario 2, it's like you get like this white family and with a young teenage daughter, and this young teenage Chinese boy got the daughter pregnant and then dumped her when he found out, and then they start going like, oh, that bloody chicken, if we see him we'll like street him. And you know, that's relatively understandable if you know where I'm coming from. It's like when people are in that sort of situation, you don't really hold it against them that they use like foul and inappropriate language. Or in terms of not just racism, say sexism. I'm a supporter of gay rights, but there was this case. There was this woman. She'd been married, had children for, you know, more than 10 years, and then she found out that her husband had been cheating on her, sleeping with another man, and you can imagine like all the language she was referring to him as, like, faggot, don't know what, all, you know, you can imagine. I don't need to repeat it. And you know what? No one really called her like a bigot or anything. They just said like, oh yeah, I'm so sorry to hear that. Because, you know, it's not that people are so sexist or racist or whatever. It's they're just angry. They're actually angry with that specific person itself, and they just, like, you know, they're just, it's like, come on, man, you firing Hulk Hogan over that is like it's like if like some other celebrity swore in public or used the word fuck or you know, damn, or you know, whatever swears, and then like people say like, oh no, that's so inappropriate of him, let's like sack him or let's boycott him. It's the circumstances. Alright. Anyhow, I think a lot of people agree that Hulk Hogan should be reinstated, but their reasons behind it are different from mine. I mean, a lot of them are saying things like he's an icon or very important swat. But yeah, I don't think that just because you did a lot of good things in the past gives you a free ride in the future. But what I'm saying is, actually, The Rock said something similar to me. He said like, yeah, it wasn't, what I said wasn't good, but to be honest, we all have, almost all of us have said things when we're angry that like we don't mean, or which we'll come to regret later, or either that or we just anyhow, we'll see how it goes, and I really hope that they like reinstate Hulk Hogan sooner rather than later. This is Jason Red 79 signing off.